Monday morning, February 3rd. I'm doing a follow-up to the law of vibration follow-up time component video. So I'm doing a follow-up to this follow-up. So in this video that I'm showing here on the channel from 2 weeks ago, where I showed the time component on BMY stack, I took the do and re note. I took a high to a high pair of dates, used them as the do re note, and then extended the octave out, and then showed two harmonics of that octave moving forward. In this video, I'm going to show how to use the internal octaves using the same page in Excel that I did on the prior video. I'm going to do this in the gold market. This is my master octave Excel sheet, and on this particular page, this tab is called time do to re tones. So that means I can input the time, or the date rather, of the do note and then the date of the re note, and it'll calculate the master octave, which is scale 0. It'll give me the first internal octave, which is scale 1, and it'll give me the second internal octave, which is scale 2. So now what you can do, you can only create octaves between the re and mi tones. So you can see at the re tone we have a new do, and at the mi tone we have a new do. So the internal octave between the re and mi note is this octave right here in scale 1. And then we can create the next octave between the mi and the so note. You can see on the mi note we have another do, and on the so note we also have a do on scale 1. And then the last octave we can create is from so to do of our main octave, scale 0. And you can see at the so tone we have another do, and at the end of the main octave do tone we have another do tone, which is the end of the third internal octave. So you can only have 3 internal octaves in each octave, which is the 7 intervals. So this is the law of 3 and 7. 3 internal octaves to 1 octave of 7 intervals, or 7 tones, where the 8th tone is a return to do, or the octave. So now when I'm going to look at the internal octaves, you can see as the you start looking at the internal octaves, you start pulling dates closer together. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to assign two dates to these tones, to do and re. You can see I have the do and re in caps here. This is the do note I've chosen at this low, and I've put that date in as the do tone on the Excel sheet. That was 10/6/23. And then I took the swing high here and I made that the re note. I'm going to show that big wick. I took that as the end of the first swing up, and I've just assigned that to be the re tone, and that was on 12/4/23. So I've put the 2 tones in, and that gives me the master octave. So once I put those 2 tones in, all these numbers, these internal octaves, are generated. So you can see the whole octave goes out to 120/25. So what I've done there is taken in capital letters, and I've marked that the tones of that octave out. So the do is here, the re is here. Those are my 2 assigned points. Now everything else is generated by the sheet, which does all the octave calculations for me. Then all I have to do is plot them. So our first internal octave, or our first, let me show the whole master octave. The mi tone in caps is here at this high. So we've got do re, which I chose. Then the sheet generated the mi tone here, and then the so tone is up here. That was a minor high. The La tone is right here at this low, the T tone is here at this high, and the Do tone is here on January 20th of 2025. So we can only generate the three internal octaves between Re and Mi, between Mi and So, and between So and Do. So now you can see I've generated the internal octave between Re and Mi and put the associated tones in small letters. So we have the Do starts at the Re tone. The new Do for the first internal octave begins here, and then the Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, Ti, Do tones are here, where the Do tone ends at the Mi note of the master octave. So our first internal octave is from Re to Mi. We can also generate the internal octaves there, only that area of time is so small. We're going to get a few points, but quite a few of these points are going to be so close they're not going to be very effective. So you can see here from the Re to Mi tone, I've put these tones. These are the dates from scale 1 that I've applied to the chart here. Now we could also break that down and find three more internal octaves with an octave between Re and Mi, which you can see we just have a very short period of time, and we're not going to get much out of there. We're probably going to get this pivot high on one of those tones. And then we can do another octave internally from Mi and So. So you can see from the Mi note to the So note here, there is another octave, and then from So to the Do tone, this is our So tone up here. From So to Do, we have another octave, which we could find internal time points there. I'll show some internal time points of the third octave in another video. I'm only going to show the scale 1 octave in this video, the three internals. So the next octave we can do is between Mi and So. So those tones I've marked out, the Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, Ti, and then the Do tone ends at the So note of our larger octave. So just looking at these tones, you can see we're a couple bars off the low. We've got another low. This one's kind of a miss. We've got a minor spike high here at this tone. We've got a high here, and a high at Do. In the second internal between Mi and So, we get a low. We get a breakout point right here on the Mi tone. The Mi tone starts this wide range bar, which takes out this prior top right here, and that gives you an acceleration point, which ends at the Fa tone. Notice the Fa tone overlaps with the larger Fa tone, and that's a very important reversal area. That often is going to kick the market back, which it does. One day after the high, you see we go into this pennant type of consolidation here, and then on the So tone, we get another breakout, which takes out this high here. We get a reversal at the La tone. The Ti is low, and then back to Do is a minor high. And then the final internal octave is the So to Do level, which is this octave here on scale 1, the new Do tone from 529 up to 120. And these internal dates I've plotted on the chart. So there's the Do tone, the Re tone is this bottom, the Mi tone is a bottom, the La tone is a low. Notice how Fa and La now are interconnected at this date of this minor low. The So tone is missed the high by 2 days. The La tone temporarily held the market and kicked it back up only for a day, and then it rolled over. The Ti tone was a good high of the larger octave. The Ti tone in the minor octave was a minor high, and then back here at Do, we have the end of that octave. So those are the three internal octaves inside that main octave. And what I'll do in another video, I will show the larger internal octave of the So to Do scale. So I'll show the scale 2 that's inside the scale 1 Do to Do in this area here.